Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Vincent Kudzai. If you like, you need to subscribe. And this is the beginning of the first journey. This is the beginning of the journey we are going to take. This is going to be quite a fun journey. Now I'm starting to open Visual Studio. We are going to create a calculator, a basic calculator, which does calculations of numbers, two numbers, the one on top and the one below. But the idea is just to get the glimpse of how Visual Studio works. So please buckle your seatbelts and follow my steps like I'm going now. Right now, I'm now starting a new project and I click create new project. Yes. So with this new project, what we are going to do is we are going to be designing a calculator as I've just told you. Uh, just be patient. My Visual Studio is being a bit slow just because my machine is almost full. Here we do put the name of the project you are doing. Uh, for me, I'm going to name my project Basic Calculator. You can name whatever you want. Also, you need to tick place solution and place the project solution in the folder. This helps you to organize your work. So I've selected the folder to save my project. You need to choose the framework. Mine is 8.0, the current latest version. It's always good to choose the latest framework. Okay. Now my Visual Studio is loaded, and here I'm going to start my Form 1 so that I get the design view. We are going to start with the design view, then we go back to the code. So for now, let's look at the design view. Okay, I'm going to select a label. We're going to need a label so that we identify our text boxes and our controls that we're going to put on the form. It's always good to label them in a way that it tells you what you are doing or the function of whatever you are going to be using. Okay, go to the toolbox, get my text box there and place it on the form, trying to align so that it looks a bit neat. This is just a simple project and it's going to be showing the basics only. I will change the property of the label, the part that displays information, which is the text property. I'm going to change it to first, the first number that we are going to be working with. We'll do the same when we create the second number. Don't mind my spelling mistake. Okay, copy both. After aligning these, I will copy both so that I save time by copying Control C, Control V, so that I duplicate the boxes and the label. I will rename this one the same property. Instead of writing first, I'm now in second. It's now the second number, which is where you are going to be pointing where your second number will enter in the text box that is adjacent. So when you select the text box, okay, I do the third item, which is going to be the answer box. I'm choosing to display the answer in a text box. This is just simple. You can choose to use a label, but I would prefer to use a text box. I'll call it answer. Okay. I'm now adding buttons. Just keep following. Okay, I'm trying to align my text boxes. Everything should look neat. It's always something that a good programmer should always think of. Always try to make your work a little bit neat. Try to make it appealing so that whoever uses your form doesn't get bored. Now I'm labeling this title of the calculator as the calculator. This is not much important to the program, but for the sake of clarity and the neatness of the form, it's always good to give a title to whatever you are working with on the form. Remember guys, this is just a simple calculator which is going to show us how Visual Studio works. How does it do the calculations? Now I'm changing the font. I want it to look a bit bolder and a bit larger. So I have to change the font. And I've got to change the font size. I'll go through Siffing so that I get the best font to use. You can just use any font you like. It's just a matter of preferences. But in this case, I'm looking for this font. What is the name? What is the name? Uh, Your impact is a bit compressed. I want something not compressed. Yeah, I'll go with the elephant. Oh, no, no, no. Let me choose another copper. Yeah, this looks better. It's more visible and more clear. Okay, now I can move the label in the middle. Remember, this is just for neatness, but it's not very essential to the project. For the code, yeah, I'm trying to make the form a little bit smaller. So, yes, the vital information, the vital part we want. Yeah, it's always good to keep straightening up, making the form look much livelier. You can do whatever you like with the controls. I am now trying to make sure the buttons have got the proper labels. The caption on the buttons, the text that they display, should tell what the button is going to be doing. It's very, very important because if you give a wrong name to the button, when you click it or when the user clicks on that button, they will find a different operation taking place and that won't be good programming. You should make sure that when you label a button divide, it should basically be dividing. So I'm labeling my buttons. I don't think I like the way it's showing. I might be forced to improvise here. To make sure they appear the way I want. Yeah, let me remove the hyphens. I don't like the hyphens. I have to remove the hyphen and multiply again. Now we are ready to add our code. I want you to look carefully. There are many ways of adding code to a control button. Like if you click on multiply, you can click on first number like now on text box. Uh, we need to be able to use the text box, and for us to be able to know which text box we are using in code, we need to give it a name. So we need to name our controls, especially the ones that are essential, like this text box, the first one. I'm now naming it txt. Always put the txt. It tells us that it's a text box. These are just clean rules that VB comes with when naming. It's always a good thing to name. For text boxes, you use txt. For command buttons, you can use cmd. For other controls, depending on the type of control, there are usually three characters that you use to determine the type of. This doesn't change anything in code. If you violate that, it doesn't make your program not run. No, the program will run, but just a good practice when coding, so that when you call the buttons and the controls in code, you don't get confused and mixed up. This is just a good practice when coding. In this case, I'm not going to give names to my buttons because mainly I'm not going to code them in code. So I'll double click. So when I double click, Visual Studio will run and will take me to the code side of the program. So now I'm starting to code the first button. Uh, Basically, what each button is going to do is it's going to take the value from the first box, which is the first number and the second number. So we use a var, which is value. It's going to convert whatever is in the text box into a number. So we need to first put that in code so that the Visual Studio will know that it's converting the first number into a value, which is a digit or a numeric value. So remember, uh, answer is the output text box that is going to display the answer. So as you can see, we have selected first number and second number. The calculation and the computation will be done first number and second number. Okay, this is multiply, so I have to remove the negative sign and put a multiplication sign instead of negative sign, because this button is going to be doing multiplication. That's why it's very, very important, so that each button performs exactly what is expected of it. For the sake of time, I have copied and I'm pasting. I'll just change it to divide. Divide, this is how you put divide in Visual Basic. Subtract, it is correct this way. So it's going to be just subtracting. And lastly, addition. You can choose to view code, but when you choose to view code in this manner, you don't go to exactly. Now we are adding, so it means now all the buttons now have an instruction to do. They are going to take whatever computation and display it in answer. So our calculator is almost, or in other words, I would say our calculator is ready. I will need to add a button. I will not code this button first before I test. I will I'll code it after I test, but for the sake of progress, I will leave it there with any instruction to clear. I'll show you how to clear later. But for now, clear all button will be clearing all the text that we are going to get. Sorry for that. It's supposed to say clear or not btn. It's not a name. It's the text that's going to be displayed this way. I'll just write clear all. Okay, so it's clearing. Okay, I think for now we are ready to test. I can test it. Can debug the program. I'll just have to be patient with my machine. It's a bit slow. Yeah, the hard drive is almost full, so my machine will be a bit slow, but maybe to your computer to be fast. Okay, now we are there. Let's try to test with the first number. What did I do? Okay, let me go back to the running application. Yeah, this one. What we're going to do, I'm going to put the first number, put the second number, and I will choose a computation to use. I want to multiply. Yes, it's 8. Divide, you get 0.5. Subtract, get -2, and addition, we get 6. My patterns are working fine. Clear, you can see clear hasn't been given code, so clear is not working. It's not clearing anything, so I'll close. Then I will now put code on the clear button, double click it, then I will tell it what to do. Okay, I want it to go to answer dot text. I'm invoking the text property and I'm assigning it to nothing. So yeah, I'm assigning it to nothing. I'll do the same on the other text box. So everything that you want to clear, you assign it to nothing, which means you will clear whatever content is in that text box the moment that the clear function is invoked. Hey guys, this is very simple. Visual Studio. It's a very simple programming language. Actually interesting. Now we can run. Oh, okay. Now it's running. There's one more thing that I will show you for now. Let's test it. 6, 3, we multiply, we get an 18, we divide. Let's clear it. Let's put another number. 5, let's put another number. 7. If we divide, we get a decimal. Yeah. Let's have 4 and 2. Let's subtract, we get a 2. Let's add, we get a 6. Divide, we get a 2. Multiply, we get an 8. And clear. One problem. It's always good to make sure that when you clear your text boxes, the focus, the blinking cursor, is placed where you want it to be. And in my case, I want it to appear in the first number text box. Okay, I will test it with answer, then I will lastly place it on the right in the right position. It's focus. We focus. Yes. La 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 la. Okay. So when we run again this time, when the first number is going to be entered, when we enter the first number and the second number, and the multiply, divide, add. Okay, when you click on clear this time, when you click on clear, it's going to place the cursor in the text box that is answer. But it will always be good to place the blinking cursor in the first number so that it will be ready to receive the first number. That's the right starting point. So instead of using txt answer, I'm now using txt first number. Txt first number dot focus. So by doing this, we make sure that whenever you clear the form, the cursor will go to the first text box where you start when you are entering your numbers for multiplication, division, subtraction, and addition. So we can add and we can clear. Now the focus is on the first number, which is always the best place to put the cursor. Starting with bigger numbers, 33, or smaller numbers, you can just play around with numbers, as many numbers you want to work with. Subtract, add. You can see that the math is accurate. So once again, thanks guys for being with me this wonderful journey. What we are going to do now is now giving you the time and the opportunity to try the code. You can pause the video and follow through until you get the same results as I did. And once again, please don't forget to click subscribe and to like the video. It will help me come back again with better videos for you in the future. Once again, it's Vincent, and I'm doing these videos for Angels Wings Private Limited. Angels Wings designers do production of such videos, and this is the one of the first of the last, or one of the first of the many videos we are going to have. Thank you so much guys for taking your time on this wonderful journey. Look forward for more videos and keep subscribing and sending the links to your friends so that we all learn the same thing. Good day. Ciao.